Somebody help me, somebody help me. I got this. You got this. We got this. Let's do this. I got this. You got this. We got this. Let's do this. I got it, you got it, we got it, let's do it. I got it, you got it, we got it, let's do it. I got it, you got it, we got it, let's do it. I got it, you got it, we got it, let's do it. That's what I'm talking about. You're starting the night right. That's how 19 starts. He'll do it again. "2018 was maybe a little bit challenging for some of you. You've got some battle scars, you've got some emotional scars, you've got some memories you wish you could wipe away. And there were some victories in 2018. Some things that we look at and go, you know what, God has been really good, and I see his hand of blessing there. But I want to talk to you about the next season. I want to talk to you about the next door that everybody in this room is standing in front of in your own life right now. I can't walk through this door with you. Now it's you one-on-one with the next season of your life. And I want to talk to you for the next few minutes. That my hope is that I can almost even bypass some of your initial understanding. I want to talk even straight to your spirit man, that part of you that is jonesing, like hook me up to Jesus kind of stuff. Like you might not even be aware of how much you want him, but there's that thing inside of you, that spirit man inside of you who's saying this is the only way that we live and accelerate and advance in life when I'm connected to the root and the source of everything. His name is Jesus. I want to talk to that one tonight. You see, a new calendar. In just a couple of hours, we tear the old calendar off, or that's when you have paper calendars, and some of y'all are just gonna flip your phone. I get that, but calendars are hard breaks in time to remind us how fast time is moving. Yeah. How many of you started with it? How many of you were a part of our very first, back in 2010, December the 31st, 2010, you were at the very first one of our New Year's Eve events. Look at this, look at this. Can you believe it's been 8 years? Isn't that amazing? How it's just like time is speeding up. It gets quicker. I feel like we just started new, like this in 2018, like 2 months ago. And here we are finishing. Time moves quick. But I want you to understand something real quick. That it's possible that maybe your life is at a place right now where things have not been good. But I want you and I to treat tonight like it's halftime in the NFL. Like your team is there, and the first half of the game you're losing and it doesn't look good, and you're taking some shots and you've had some fumbles and you've had some interceptions, turned the ball over, you 3 and out, 3 and out, 3 and out, you can't seem to get a first down, you're frustrated, the crowd's watching, you feel like they're laughing, they're booing. This is not good. I want you to understand it's halftime. And it's time to come sit down in the room, call timeout, sit down and let the coach go over the play plan and begin to rework some things so you can hit the second half of your life. You see, there's some folks, they've had a whole lot of new calendars, but they've not had very many new years. Because it's possible to keep reliving the same dead year over and over again, and it never really got better. And God has a plan to refresh your year, refresh your mind, refresh your dreams, refresh his promises. He wants to up the game. God wants to up your life. In fact, turn to someone and tell them, just up yours. That's what his plan is, just up yours right now. He wants to up every area of your life. That's what his plan is. In fact, let me just say this. Tonight's your opportunity to change your life, to advance, to move, to shift. But listen, it takes a new mind. It's more than a new calendar. It's a new mind, and I want to talk to you about that for a couple of minutes tonight. 2 Kings chapter 4, right straight out of the Bible. Let me talk to you for just a second here. 2 Kings chapter 4 is a story of a woman who was an extremely wealthy woman. She had money, right? She had all that going on. She had the big house. She had all that put together. She was known. The Bible just calls her the woman of Shunem. She was a Shunammite woman. It's where she was from. They called her by where she's from. See, life will do that to you. They'll label you by where you came from, not who you are. But that's a whole different message. But they called her by where she was from. But she was a great woman. And there was a guy named Elisha who was a preacher. And he was a man of God. And he came and he was giving encouragement and hope all through the region. And he was passing by her house all the time. And she was with her husband and said, look, that guy is always traveling, nowhere to stay. I'm going to build an addition on our house just to make room for him to come and hang out. He can stay here when he's in town, and we'll take care of him. We'll feed him, we'll take care of him. The hubby's like, yeah, it's okay, it's all good. So God's plan. And so all of a sudden they jumped in, and she built this addition to her house. And the Bible says that Elisha would stay at her house, and she and her husband were there. They would take care of Elisha, feed him, all that kind of thing. Well, he had been staying there for quite some time, and Elisha had the guy that was working with him. His name was Gehazi. I wouldn't recommend you name your child Gehazi, but that is a biblical name. And he turned to Gehazi and he starts talking to Gehazi. Listen, here's where we come in, verse 15. Elisha said, call her, talking about the woman. He said, she's done so much for us, we need to do something for her. We need to celebrate her because she's given so much. Call her. So Gehazi called the woman. She came and stood where? Everyone say it together. Say it one more time. She came and stood at his door. Elisha said, about this time next spring, you will be holding your own baby boy in your arms. Now wait. She and her husband have been trying to have a baby. Couldn't have a baby. She had money. She had the house. She had all the Instagram followers she could ever want. She had everything. But she couldn't produce the one thing that she desired the most. She was stuck. Knowing what her greatest desire was, Elisha comes and says, we're going to decree something over her life. That God's going to give her the desire of her heart. Watch this. She stood at the door about this time next spring. Watch this. About this time next year. You will be holding your own baby boy in your arms. The woman said, no, sir. Man of God, don't you lie to me. Do not cross a woman. Okay, what she's saying is like, listen here. I've been through this routine. My husband is old. We've tried. We've had several dates at Motel 6. We went to the Omni a couple of times. We've been around. His plumbing's not working. Mine's not. Something is not working in this situation. This is not happening. We've tried, we cried, we prayed, we tried. Nothing's gone on. How dare you come in here and put your finger on the one area that is most sensitive to my life and begin to tell me that next year this time I'm going to have a baby. Don't go there. Verse 17. But, that's a great word, but. You can tell us all the reasons why something should never happen. But God steps in. I just came to tell you tonight, God's got a big old butt. Oh yeah? God's got a big old butt. Oh yeah? Now, whenever you tell God your problems, God says, I hear you, but I've got a plan for your life in spite of all of that. God, I've tried everything I can, yes, but I'm still God and I'm able, I can handle this situation. I got a plan. But the woman did become pregnant and gave birth to a son that next year, that next spring, just as Elisha had said. A couple things real quick, we're going to get out of here. You got to go see Steve Harvey as the ball drops. I get that. Watch this though. Elisha said something that caught my attention. This time next year, you're going to have a baby. He gave her a due date before the promise ever hit. About this time next year, you've already put the due date out there. What? Your promise is coming. I want you to understand something. Listen to me tonight. God already has the desire of your heart scheduled, labeled, identified, the month, the week, the day, the hour, the minute it's going to be released into your life. It's already pre-planned. And see, some of you, just like the woman, she's struggling with this whole thing because it doesn't compute in my natural mind. Because I've tried everything I can and we still couldn't get it done. But you're telling me that I've done all I can, but God's going to come in and he's going to do what I can't do and bring the desire of my life. And that's exactly what I'm telling you tonight. I'm stepping in right now to tell you right now, it's time to get your hopes up. It's time to expect the unexplainable. It's time to expect miracles to break loose in your life, because the way you begin to anticipate, what you begin to look for, creates a target for heaven. So God God can download. He has already planned it. You and I just have to agree with what He's already got planned so there can be a release in your life. I'm telling you, 2019 can be the absolute craziest, best year you have ever known in your entire life if you'll just say yes to His will and yes to His plan. You see, God says this. The Word says, God knows the end from the beginning, which tells me until you get to your end, you don't even get to start with God. You got to come to the end of your ability, come to the end of your bank account, come to the end of all those things. And then finally we say, God, I need you. It's usually in our lowest places that we look to God and we find Him as a help. But I'm here to tell you, you don't have to wait to the low place. You can be in a high point right now and say, let's do this, God. Let's go hard right now. I trust you, God, to experience the best that He has. You probably tonight in your pocket, in your purse, you have some keys with you. Unless you hitchhiked here, which is a possibility. You might have walked here. Everybody attends Free Life. It's all good. It's all good. But that key identifies, the key identifies authority. Everybody doesn't have that key. They don't give your house key to everybody. Okay, they should not give your house key to everybody. They don't give your car key to everybody. There's one that goes to that ignition. One goes to that lock. And the one that owns it is the one that owns authority to go in that door anytime they desire to go in that door. Somebody shout, unlocked, unlocked, unlocked. There is a key that you and I have. There's keys in our lives that we're supposed to be using. There's educational keys. Your education can be a key to your future. There's keys of talent, your abilities that you have. You're talented in some areas that others are not. That's a key to your future. Your generosity is a key. Generosity, the Bible says, your gift will make room for you. It will open doors for you. Your faith is a key that if you pull that key out, you can use your faith and it will open up things you call things that are not as though they were, and you begin to watch things happen in your life. A few years ago, we were moving into this facility and we're just kind of getting settled in. And as I'm walking the building, I'm like, oh my God, there's doors everywhere. And I tried to get into one of the doors and I couldn't even get in. And I pulled out my keys and I got like 4 different keys to this place. So I can't get in. I don't have a key. And I went to Heather, the church administrator. I said, listen, Heather, I need a key. I need a master key. I want the key that opens every door in this place. Because I got tired of being locked out of a place that I should be accessing in my life. I wonder how long you're going to settle for being locked out of what God has said, you can have it. What do you want? How long am I going to live down? How long will I accept mediocrity in relationships? I want everything you got, God. I want it all, and put icing on it also. I want everything. He said I can have in my career, in my relationships, in my family, in your marriage. No, you can be married 24 years and still enjoy marriage. You really can. You really can. I mean, you can enjoy coming to church and honoring God. You can enjoy a career. You can enjoy in any aspect of life. Do not accept mediocrity when He says, I made a key and I want to put it in your hands. Jesus came back from hell whenever He defeated the enemy on the cross, and He came back with the keys to death, hell, and the grave, and then He gave them to you and me. We don't have to live down. We live up to the best season of our entire life. Here's what's interesting. The woman in our story, she had a key to what she wanted. I mean, she was a woman. She has a womb. She's hooked up. She said, I do to a dude. And usually when dudes and gals get together, they produce some things. But even though she had the key, she had a key to wealth. She had a key to notoriety. She was a woman who had all of the capacity. She married to a husband who had all capacity. But even with her key, there was something that was locked up. There was still something she was having a hard time accessing in her life because it just wasn't working. She didn't have the key to unlock her womb. It was still shut down. What do you do, listen to me, when all of your keys are not enough to give you what you really want? We work life, we work every angle to get everything we want, but in the end we come up short because I don't own the key to give me everything I really, really want. Yeah, years ago, I was working for a place, and I had a key. to the front door. I had a key that went to a lot of the doors. And I went to this office one day to go in. And they've been having some challenges around for different things. Long story short, when I got there, I had the key to the front door, but what I did not have a key to was the chain somebody had put around the handles and padlocked the thing. And so I opened the door, but I couldn't get in because there was something else blocking the way. Sometimes you have a key to open, but you still can't access. And I found myself stuck in that situation. It is frustrating when you don't have the ability to go into places and do what you know you were meant to do. I was supposed to get in. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. That is a dude right there. That's all I got to say. Thank you. Some keys, some locks will keep you out. But somebody shout, we're living unlocked. We're living unlocked. We're living unlocked. We're living unlocked. I'm decreeing over your life that 2019, the door is completely unlocked in your life. Completely unlocked. There are, I'm almost done. I'm almost done. Just hang with me for just 1 second. I want you to understand, God has given you some keys. You got a key of education. You got a key of friendships. You got a key of networking. You got a key of a business. You got keys to some things, and you got to use your key. You understand this? You can't do anything without God, but God chooses not to do anything without you. It's going to take both of you together in this process. He said, I'm not going to open the door for you. You do your part, I'll do my part. There were some barriers. There were some chains. There's always going to be opposition to the next season of your life. 2019 is going to come with some things trying to keep you out of everything God has planned for you. And I refuse for anybody in this room to stand outside of a promise of 2019 and I can't get in. My keys aren't enough. And the reason your keys aren't enough is God will allow you to face some scenarios in life where you come to the end of you and you say, God, it's going to take you in this situation. I need God to help. I need you in this marriage. I need you in my mind. I need you in my decision making. I need wisdom. I need your future, God. And he removes the chains so that 19 can be open. The Bible says, watch, she was standing at the threshold of the door when Elisha made the promise. She wasn't in that room and she wasn't in this room. She's between two worlds. When you go to Disney, you drive through a great big gate. On the other side of the gate, the magic takes place. On this side of the gate, a bunch of grass, roads, but inside, different world. The woman was standing between two worlds, and here's what she had to do. She had to deal with the memory of what did not work while looking into the other realm of what might work. The promise wasn't made here, the promise was made over there. But she's standing here looking in, well, I wonder, just because it didn't work in 18, I wonder if God could do it in 19. Just because I failed over and over and over and I used every key I could and I was still locked out. Now that Jesus is involved and he's released the chains and now it's been unlocked, it's been broken, the door is open, I'm in a threshold. What will I do with this moment right here? Am I going to keep living the life as I always did in 18, or have I decided that the best is yet to come in my life? It's time to step through the door. It's time to get on the other side and say, let's go, God. I want the best of everything you had. Your promises are yes and amen. I was made for this side. No more living here. I'm stepping through the door so I can have every promise he had. Get through the door at 19. Get through the door at 19. The doors are open. It's unlocked. It's your moment. You can have it all. Do you understand? The chains have been broken.
I hear the chains falling.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, yeah. Come on, come on.
I hear the chains falling.
Over your life, over your year, over your mind. Come on.
I hear the chains falling.
Yes. I hear chains.
I hear the chains falling.
Yes, 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 yes.
I hear the chains
want to decree some things over your life right now in these closing moments. I want to speak the promises of God over your life. I want to run this promise straight through the barrier of everything you don't think ever is going to work in your life. I want to violate every disappointment in your life that you had in 2018. I decree over your family the blessings and the increase of Jesus Christ is going to flood the hallways of your house. No more fighting, but laughter, joy, hope, oneness, love, unity is going to flood your house. So much so that when people come to your house, they don't want to leave because so much peace is in the place. I just want to be in this atmosphere. I decree over your finances that everything you've lost, the enemy's got to give it back sevenfold. It's coming from the north, south, east, and west. I call promotion. I declare increase. I declare that the chains have been broken and you've got the path to provision. I declare multi-million-dollar ideas in this room. As you sleep at night, you'll begin to think and dream stuff. Begin to write it down and watch God open doors. I decree you're going to finish that education. You're going to get school done. You'll get the degree. It's going to open doors for promotion. The business will be started in 2019. That dream on the inside of you, it will happen. Laughter, joy, peace, grace, love, fulfillment. That is God's plan, and we'll take nothing less. Live in it, celebrate it. It is unlocked. All the doors are open. In Jesus' name we